This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now a national provider of hemp-derived CBD products over at easewellness.com, which delivers to 41 U.S. states via the mail in just 4 to 6 business days. If you've been looking for professionally curated CBD products, then you're going to love easewellness.com, where you can find tinctures and topicals, concentrates and vape sticks, all made using CBD derived from industrial hemp. And of course, if you're in California, you just need to open up ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, where you can browse the wide variety of legal adult use products via delivery in the Golden State, where you can get your orders less than an hour after hitting that submit button, assuming you're in a part of California where Ease is active and that it's during legal delivery hours. Ease is a super stickler when it comes to following all the right rules and regulations for legal cannabis, so you know you're going to get exactly what you pay for when you order through ease.com and easewellness.com. Swing over and check it all out. Thanks to everyone at Ease for helping today's news happen. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Monday, February 4th, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 658 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. We start the week off up in my corner of the country here in Maine, where news broke on Friday that the state's Department of Health and Human Services has determined that any form of non-medical CBD edible is illegal and to be removed from Maine store shelves. The ruling does not affect CBD products that can be smoked, vaped, or otherwise applied medically, but instead targets the CBD-infused products increasingly found in gas, grocery, and liquor stores. As you might expect, Maine's hemp industry is not happy about the news. One of the more interesting points on this story is that the ruling came about because of the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, which actually legalized industrial hemp. But it also moved to the Maine DHHS, which oversees the state's food systems, to decide that CBD was not federally approved as a food additive. Last week, state authorities started breaking the news to industry players, who are said to be organizing a protest response tomorrow at the state capitol. Considering the amount of time, energy, and money that some people have invested in Maine's nascent CBD industry, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a few lawsuits spring forth from this. Give this a read if you do business up here in Maine, and probably even if you don't. This is something that we could certainly see happen in other states. Our second and third top story today are along a similar theme, and that's police mistaking giant loads of industrial hemp for the biggest marijuana busts of their careers. Regular listeners should be well familiar with these storylines, the first of which involves Idaho State Police, who recently arrested 2 men after pulling them over in a truck filled with around 7,000 pounds of industrial hemp. The Associated Press is reporting that the company behind that load of hemp, Big Sky Scientific of California, has filed a lawsuit against Idaho State Police and Ada County authorities seeking the release of their hemp and an official admission of wrongdoing by the state. We're still awaiting testing on that batch, but from the looks of it, it's most likely going to come back confirming that yes, this is legal industrial hemp. Now that, as I mentioned in the previous story, industrial hemp is legal on the federal level, we're probably going to see more cases like this pop up while police adjust to the new world of sane cannabis policy. And speaking of more cases like this, we have another storyline we've covered here on the show before, much like the story out of Idaho, but shifted a bit to the south and east to Oklahoma. Last month, police pulled over a truck carrying a large load of industrial hemp and arrested the 2 drivers of the truck, as well as 2 other men who were accompanying it in another vehicle. The latest break on this storyline is that the initial tests for the load of hemp came back pretty much as you'd expect. Of the 11 samples sent to the feds for testing, just 2 came back with a reading marginally over the state's legal limit for hemp of just 0.3% THC. According to an attorney of one of the men arrested, prosecutors are now sending the entire batch of cannabis to Colorado for further testing, apparently hoping for better numbers, which would allow them to count it all as chargeable cannabis. One of the more concerning points on this is the fact that 2 of the men arrested are apparently still in jail because they haven't been able to make bond. If that's true as reported, where is Patriot Shield Security, the business that was transporting the hemp in all of that? Shouldn't their first priority be to get their employees out of jail? Open this one up, especially if you do any kind of business in hemp. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz it on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now a national provider of hemp-derived CBD products over at easewellness.com, which delivers to 41 U.S. states via the mail in just 4 to 6 business days. If you haven't had a chance to see for yourself just how easy Ease makes legal cannabis delivery, then do yourself a favor and open up Ease.com if you live in California and easewellness.com if you live outside the Golden State. Assuming that you live in either a part of California where Ease.com is active or in one of the other 41 U.S. states where easewellness.com delivers to, you are just a few clicks away from placing your order. If you're in California during legal delivery hours, you'll get your adult use products in less than an hour, while easewellness.com has delivery times for hemp-derived CBD products via the mail of just 4 to 6 business days. And because Ease is super serious about following all the right rules and regulations for legal cannabis and extends those same expectations to all of their partner dispensaries, you know you're in for a great customer experience where you get exactly what you pay for. If you value that kind of service, then you're going to love Ease.com and easewellness.com. All right, time for the Blitz. Mary Jane has an interesting and kind of funny story about the stock ticker symbol POT, or POT, which was given out last week on the Canadian Securities Exchange via lottery due to the overwhelming interest by companies on the exchange to be officially known as the POT stock. The winning company, Canada-based Weekend Unlimited, will be handing over its current symbol of YOLO, and I'm not joking about that, and say they hope the new ticker symbol of POT will raise their profile within the industry. Thanks to the somewhat irrational nature of the stock market, the company has seen its share price more than double since the changeover to POT late last week. On Friday, Denver city officials announced that voters will be going to the ballot box in May to decide on whether or not to decriminalize psychedelic mushrooms. Activists turned in around 5,500 valid signatures of support for the measure, beating the required mark of 4,700 signatures by 800. If passed, the measure would direct Denver police to make enforcing laws on adults possessing, consuming, and growing mushrooms its lowest priority. This is a story on the headlines today because it's kind of stupid to treat any drug issue as a criminal justice matter. We shouldn't stop drug policy reform work at marijuana. Last week, police in Santa Barbara County, California, destroyed more than 2,200 marijuana plants and seized over 1,400 pounds of flower from a cannabis farm said to have lied on cultivation license applications. Power Farms was raided by police last week, giving up the licenses it had secured in the process, leading to the destruction of thousands of growing plants. This is kind of a weird issue because, on one hand, police raids suck, to put it bluntly. But at the same time, if we're going to have a legal system, there does need to be an enforcement mechanism in place to protect the licensed operators who play by the rules. So, yeah. Reuters has a really valuable story up that spoke to the environmentalist in me, with a piece looking at one Canadian company that is utilizing aquaponic technologies to raise its cannabis. That's where you raise fish within a closed-loop system that uses plants to clean the water pooped up by the fish, yielding fertilized crops and fish that can be sold as food. The Reuters story looks at the company Green Relief Inc., which says its aquaponics system uses just a fraction of the water used by more traditional cultivation techniques, with the added benefit of vastly reduced fertilizer needs and higher yields. Given how energy and resource-intensive indoor cannabis is to grow, solutions like this are exactly what our industry needs. Read this one and know this technology. The city of Denver wants to make it a little easier for prospective marijuana entrepreneurs to navigate the ins and outs of the city's business licensing process and has posted a job listing for a Cannabis Process Navigator who will help people figure out which licenses are needed to be secured through which city agency. If that sounds like a dream job to you, swing over to the Denverite to find a link to the city's job posting. Canada's Hamilton Spectator touches upon an issue in that nation that's set to swirl up later this year, and that's the very, very low maximum amount of THC to be allowed in cannabis edibles that will be legal to sell as of October 17th. As it stands now, Canadian law will limit cannabis edibles to no more than 10 milligrams of THC per package, which is not very much relative to other places like Colorado, which mandates that edibles be able to be broken up into pieces of 10 milligrams, but that can be packaged up as a whole on the 100 milligram level. As the Hamilton Spectator is reporting, there's lots of people in Canada's legal industry who say that the 10 milligram max will just end up driving consumers to the illicit market. And finally for today, Kyle Yeager over at Marijuana Moment did us all a good turn by putting in a lot of work compiling background information on how New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who just announced that he'll be running for president in 2020, views marijuana issues. This one is deep and dense and packed with detail, so I'd swing over for the full read. In short, though, Senator Booker is a solid ally in the war against the war on drugs and has been a leader in advancing marijuana legislation in particular. Give this one a full read. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.